Welcome to Heart Rehab. Thank you for joining me again. I am your host, Nephetia Brown, and I'm here another week to give you what you want. Today, we have a very, very special guest. You know that's how I started every week, so don't even go there. We have a very, very special guest. His name is Pastor Tre to most, but he is Archie McInnis III. That's where the Trey comes from, y'all. That's where the Trey comes from. No, but seriously, he is absolutely, and I tell him this every so often, one of my favorite people. He is a singer and songwriter. He is a preacher. He is from Brooklyn, New York. He is one of three of the McInnis children. Bishop Archie McInnis is our leader. Yes, he is. And overseer Cynthia McInnis is our shepherd mother. No. First, don't get me for that. Don't get me. You know I love you. But he is blessed to be part of an illustrious family. Listen, if you know anything about Full Effect Gospel Ministries and Pastor and Overseer, Bishop and Overseer McInnis, you know that they are true people of God. They stand in the Word, and they've been out here preaching a very, 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 very long time. So it's no wonder that their eldest son, would follow in their footsteps. Well, we're going to get into that, all right? So let's let Pastor Tre McInnis introduce himself.
Well, I don't know. There's not much more to introduce. But yeah, I'm Archie McInnis III, a.k.a. Pastor Tre.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all those things he said. My father, 2 little girls. Singer, songwriter, all that stuff. But mostly I'm just Trey.
Just Trey.
Just me. And I'm learning more to be me every single day.
That's an awesome thing. Mm-hmm. Proud of you for that.
Thank you.
Because after what I said and what he knows for sure firsthand, it's not so easy to be you.
Yeah. It's it becomes more and more difficult when you come from a great family.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't realize how much pressure that puts on, the son, the daughter, all this other stuff. And but you survive it.
Mm-hmm.
You survive it by learning to, you got to learn who you are,
right,
outside of who they are, because who they are also comes with who everybody thinks you should be.
Right.
And it doesn't always work that way. So you kind of got to find your own path. But yeah.
And I can only imagine that it's not easy. I know for myself, growing up in Brooklyn, my family was very well known. I wasn't in church growing up, but everybody knew my parents and my family, and I could go nowhere without somebody saying, "Hey, Rick, Duana, we saw Neff at such and such and such." So I didn't have time to really get into trouble like that. You know what I'm saying? Not that I wanted to, but it makes it very difficult when everybody knows who you are.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. Especially in New York, I can't go anywhere. Anyway, it's like at some point somebody's gonna know who my mother is, who my father is, and there's some people that even just know me just for me,
right?
And it's like the whole world it starts to feel like a place you have to protect yourself from,
right? Oh man,
instead of a place you get to just live freely in, because it's like when people know your people, your family, what you do or what anything, it comes with expectations.
That's the word I was thinking about.
At least, but the thing is, at least it feels that way,
right,
to the ones growing up under that.
Right.
It feels like everyone has these expectations.
Right.
But I'm learning more and more that a lot of these pressures and expectations are things we put on ourselves because we think other people are thinking what they're not really thinking.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, it happens. It happens, and there are people that want you to be other things, but those people don't really matter.
No,
my mother just told me the other day. I was talking to. She said, Trey. She said, the people you keep thinking about, they don't really matter as much as you think. Because at the end of the day, you can't force people, or people can't force you to make a decision that they don't have to live with. Like you know,
yeah.
You know, is your life,
Right?
Is your life,
Yeah.
And you know, that's a part of it. That's a part of it.
Your mom is a wise woman because
very.
Your mom is one time, real quick, funny story. I said first, I was like, this was a while ago. I was like, I'm seeing somebody. She was like, kiss with your eyes open.
Yeah.
I was like, what? She said, don't close your eyes. And so when I kissed this person, my eyes, I was like, I can't kiss with my eyes open, but I don't want to close them either because I know exactly what she's talking about.
Well, it's like, you know, what she means is like, you know, don't get so caught in this one person that you think there's nothing else.
Right.
And, you know, she told me that a lot growing up too, you know.
Kiss with your eyes
she always
open.
She always told me I was too serious.
Really?
Yeah.
For real?
She told me that a lot. Yeah. She said you don't have to be as serious. You know, you're so serious. You know, that was just me though. I take a lot of things really seriously.
Really?
Yeah.
But your parents play all day.
Like
so they play all day, but they down to business, right? But they play all day.
They play all day, all the time.
Right.
But like for me, the way I grew up is completely different from the way they grew up.
Okay.
You know?
Right.
So, you know, most people know my dad's story. You know, my grandfather's also a pastor. He's a bishop. My grandmother as well, rest her soul. So, you know, he came up under that, but by the time he was, I think it was 16 or something.
He was outside.
You know, he was outside. He was in the streets.
Right.
He went to jail, and he has a great testimony.
Yes, he does.
Trey don't have that testimony.
Right.
Trey, I never smoked weed.
Right.
I've never had a drink.
Right.
I never been to a party.
See? I
never did anything illegal. For the most part, I may have hopped the turnstile a few times. But
as long as you don't get the
yeah, you should do that. Don't do that.
You shouldn't do that.
But you know, different thing. You get on the back of the bus.
Right.
You know, one time your sister caught me getting on the back of the bus.
Are you serious?
That's funny. She probably don't even remember that. But yeah, Elon, I was on New Lots because I used to take the 3 train. I used to take the 3 train. You know, with
right there to the 15.
Yeah, so I would get on the 15, so I don't got to walk to the church
because that's a long walk.
Yeah, so I would get on the 15, but a lot of times I didn't feel like taking out my Metro card.
Right.
And she called me because you know y'all used to live right there,
right on New Lots.
She said, "Trey, why you get on the back of that bus?" I said, "Oh man,
can't even do nothing."
But yeah, that's the thing. For the most part, I was like a good kid. I've been preaching since I was like 6 years old.
Right.
I was really involved in church, really, and not because anybody made me do it. I loved it.
Right.
I love it.
Right. We saw that.
Yeah. So I saw things a lot more seriously at a younger age than my parents did. So it was, you know, it was difficult. It was difficult for me to be like, because I didn't think about like dating a whole bunch of girls or I didn't think about that. It was always like forever.
Right.
It was very much tunnel vision.
Wow. On your own.
On my own. Not because anybody like told me. Sometimes it was implied. Right. But it was like, it's like you imagine growing up seeing this great, big, wonderful world that your parents have made for you.
Right.
And you don't think there's anything else. It's like, it has to be this.
Wow.
You know, there's nothing else. It has to be this. It's not until I got older that I realized, oh, wait, there's more.
Yes.
And the more is not bad.
No.
It's just, it's hard. It's hard to get through, but you know, it is what it is.
More is hard when I can only golly. So you made me feel like a criminal. Because I was a good kid too. You know what I'm saying? But I was just able to get outside a little bit more. But my pops was strict. He didn't play with us. Anything we did, we was sneaking, and it lasted 2.2 because he was calling us in the house. Yeah. So okay, you may have been able to do that real quick, but that was real quick. But I was not I wanted to be married to my high school sweetheart and all of that stuff. So I can relate to that. Like 111. But when I realized it may not be like that, I was like, bump it. I'm outside then. You know what I'm saying? So I truly do get like living up to what you know is right so young. But that's amazing to me because some people would think that your parents forced you.
No, I can't say my parents forced me to do anything. Even when I wanted to start preaching, it wasn't that wasn't forced upon me. There were things like I didn't want to sing on the praise team.
And you have such a great voice. You want to sing something now?
Thank you. I don't want to sing. But when I was younger, I didn't want to sing.
Okay.
At least on the praise team like that. Like I did have a time where I didn't want to do much. But I had my own reasons then. But my father, he made me sing. But he didn't make me preach. And he didn't force me into any leadership positions. Also didn't ask to do anything. It was kind of, the opportunities were afforded to me because of certain qualifications I may have had. But I can't say I was like, anything was like forced on me. It was more like a pressure that the atmosphere itself creates. Like if you're a PK, and if there's any PKs that listen to it, I think they'll know exactly what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's not so much like your parents make you do things. It's more the people,
right,
the eyes,
right,
the spotlight,
right,
that makes you feel like you can't make a mistake. And it's like, because if you do make a mistake, if you do lose something, if you do fall, it seems like so much worse than when anybody else makes a mistake.
Right.
Like even when you're a kid. When I was a kid, right?
Right.
You remember we used to have the basketball court.
Right, in the backyard.
In the back of the church.
Yeah.
You know me for a long time.
Yes.
So we were kids going back there playing. Some of my friends, they could go play in their church shoes. They could mess their shirts up. They could do that. Let me and Aaron go out there in the same clothes, do the same things. It seems like we get in more trouble.
Yeah. Why is that though?
Because it's like, you know better.
I'm a kid too though.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like, yeah, I'm a kid, but because of whose kid I am, I'm not supposed to think like the rest of the kids.
That makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
I never thought it made sense.
It doesn't make sense, but it's a reality.
You know what I ask those people that put those pressures on children? I don't, on preachers' children. I'd be like, are you that hard on your own children? And you look around and 9 times out of 10, they not. And you be like, yo, like, let up. Like, they gonna get dirty too.
Yeah.
They gonna get into fights. They might even curse. They might curse playing with their boys, or, you know what I'm saying, roughhousing. They might curse. You gonna condemn them that hard? Like,
yeah, but that's what people do. My whole life in school, I hated whenever my parents came up to school.
I was gonna ask you, how was that? Were you able to make friends, and were you able to just be yourself in school?
I was able to make friends. And school is different because, you know, kids understand kids.
Right.
You know, kids ain't putting the pressure on you.
Right.
It's the adults. So like when I would get in trouble, because I got in trouble in school a bunch.
I can't imagine that.
No, I did. I didn't you know, I didn't pass all of my classes.
Okay.
I wasn't, you know, it was a few years I was an honor roll student, but it was also years I went to summer school.
Right.
They were, you know, I wasn't like a super smart kid. You know, I was smart.
Exactly.
But I would take myself out of advanced classes because I wanted to be with my friends.
Wow.
it was stuff like that. But at the same time, the teachers knew, oh, you would pass this kid. Why are you acting like them? I had this one teacher, he said, he would put my name on the board, yell at me, oh, Archie, I'm supposed to be better than these kids. Now, me and these kids, we all live in the same neighborhood.
Exactly.
We all going through the same
Exactly.
things. My parents are just pastors.
Right.
And theirs are not. So it's like, that's what I'm saying. Like, my parents didn't put this pressure on me. Like when I was, I remember in middle school. Middle school was some of my worst years of school.
Really?
Yeah. I went to summer school pretty much every year except 8th grade. But I liked summer school. It
was like a break, right?
Yeah. Like some of my best friends I met like during that time, it was in summer school. Like we had a great time.
Right.
Of course, it's not an excuse to fail classes,
No.
but I did. But by 8th grade, when I was getting ready to graduate, it was this thing where I was getting ready to fail English by like 1 point. And they were gonna make me not walk in graduation for that.
What? I wish somebody would tell my son he can't walk because he missed 1 point.
Yeah, but you know who helped me? Eric Figueroa Jr.
Get out. How did he do that?
So, you know, we call him Rick.
Right.
When Rick started working at my school, and I hope he see this. I would say thank you to him. Rick started working at my school. Like I want to say it was like the March or like April. It's like right before I graduated.
Okay.
And I was getting ready to not walk. He said, no, that's not happening. Because I think he came in as a parent coordinator or something like that.
Okay.
And he helped. But it wasn't just him. It was other people in the school that knew my parents. And
Right.
they helped, you know, get that done for me.
Okay.
And I appreciated that.
Right.
But they really, really wanted me to walk in graduation.
Right.
My dad was like, as
Who
long as you
cares?
graduate,
Right.
who cares if you walk?
Right.
So it just says to say my point is like, I didn't get that pressure from my parents.
Wow.
Like you know what I'm saying? I didn't get it from them. They were like they were okay with whatever it is I wanted to do. Like it wasn't like oh Trey, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to. It was more like if you're gonna do this, then this is what comes with it. If you make a decision to do this, this is what comes with it. But it was never you have to do this because you're my son.
That's crazy.
You know, and a lot of people think it's that way, but it's not.
That's crazy because you see and you hear about PK. For those that don't know, is a pastor's kid.
Yeah.
So you hear and you've seen a lot of pastors' kids not make it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or straight up just leave church. And you think until you hear the situation that they left because of their parents. It was just too much. They didn't want to be pastors' kids anymore. That's impossible because they can't help who they were born to.
Yeah.
Right? But to hear that the pressure comes from mostly everybody else is bananas because Do you know that's a setup by the enemy? That's a setup for y'all to fail.
Yeah.
To say, you forget this, I'm gonna forfeit everything. I don't care what nobody say, this is too much. And your parents not even making it too much for you.
Yeah. I can't say, like, I'm just talking about me personally.
Right, exactly.
You know, of course, like, I know other preachers' kids, other pastors' kids, who some of their parents might
really
have done it. It was like that. But for me, I can't say it was like that. It's not a pressure they put on me.
Right.
It's a pressure that naturally exists.
Right.
You know, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
That the pressure just exists with you being born.
Right.
It was there already.
Almost like a rite of passage.
Yeah, you know. And it's what it is. And you don't talk about the pressure that's on them as well.
Right, right.
Because it's pressure on them as well.
Absolutely. Because if y'all make a mistake, if y'all do something,
it reflects on them. It doesn't just reflect on us. It reflects on them. You don't always look at a kid and see what the kid is doing wrong and blame the kid. You blame the parents.
Exactly.
And that's where a lot of the pressure comes from. That's why you want your kids to perform well. You don't want your kids to make mistakes. You don't want your kids to do it. Because sometimes it does reflect on you as a parent.
To me, it always reflects. I don't care if my sons become 50, when they can become 50 years old, if they do something, I'm gonna be like, well, where did I go wrong? Because you know what I'm saying? Because that's just what parenting is. But my thing is, when do we release that pressure? Are we right to do that? Like, are we right to put expectation, these broad expectations on other people's children? Is it something that if we care about a child, that naturally we're gonna do because we expect something from them? We expect them to be great. We expect them to be greater than their parents. Yeah. But do we have that right? Is the question. Do we have that right to apply so much pressure?
No, I think it's wrong.
I do too.
I think it's very, very wrong to put that kind of pressure on a kid.
Period.
Sure, this kid may be gifted. This kid may be very talented, but this kid is a kid.
Yep.
And a lot of times, what I saw happen to me, because I started so young and I was so gifted so young that 15 looked like 25.
And did. I was concerned about that.
See, like that's the thing, is like, I've been preaching for a long time. Right. At this moment now, I'm 29 years old.
Wow. You'll be 30 this year?
I'll be 30 this year. That's what I'm saying. People think I'm in my 30s or close to 40, right? But they always thought I was older. Right. But I never was. I'm 29. Right. I became a minister at 15.
I remember.
So you talking about over a decade of preaching experience, ministerial experience, pastoral leadership, all this stuff I experienced, and I'm 29. But when I was 18, I was treated like
an adult.
Yeah, that's
like a full-on adult, y'all.
Because you're expected to behave that way,
right?
And I wasn't upset being expected to behave that way. The thing that got me a lot was like, you don't even know how old I am, and you don't know the pressures that comes with this. Like I remember when I just started preaching. I'm 14, 15, something like that, and it would be kids running around the church, and somebody would tell me, they would just walk up to me and be like, "These are gonna be your members one day." I said, "What?" And as a kid, I'm like, "Okay, how you know I'm going to be pastor of this church?"
Right. How you know I'm going to be here?
Who said I wanted to be the pastor of this church?
Right. Who said I want to stay here for the rest of my life?
Exactly. That's the thing. Like they would come, they would come. People would come to me during service and be like, it's going to be all yours one day. Almost like church is like Pride Rock in the Lion King. Right. Like Mufasa is telling everything that the light touches, that belongs to you. I'm like, and it's a good thing.
Right.
But
as a kid,
you're talking to a kid. That's the thing. And then the kid grows up to be an adult, and now you talk to the adult like he's the kid.
Oh, snap.
And that's the major, like, it's so crazy. And I'm grateful I've gotten to see both sides of it.
Right.
Because the same people that saw you as a kid that's
are
gonna
scolding
be
you as an adult. Yo. That's baffling.
but it is what it's the same people that saw you as a kid that is going to be an adult.
Right.
They see the adult and still treat him like the kid they saw growing up. It's the same thing like with Jesus. Jesus went, the Bible said Jesus couldn't do any miracles in his hometown.
Right.
Except heal a few people.
Right.
Because they saw him as the carpenter's son.
Exactly.
And not as the Messiah.
Right.
It's a thing with people. They can only see you as what they see you as. And what I would challenge people to do is just have some consideration.
Are you serious? You think that people have consideration?
Nah,
exactly.
Most
that's
most
the bugged
people,
out part.
Yeah, most people don't. Most people don't. They don't. And it is not because I think they don't want to. I think a lot of people just can't. Like you can't see past your own perspective. You can't.
I think that a lot of people, man, I think that a lot of people lives are jacked.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they gotta mind everybody else's business. And so that's what I think. I think that a lot of people's lives are jacked up, and sue me, I don't care. Mm-hmm. And I'm not being insensitive to those that don't understand. What I'm saying is this. When your house is run down, sometimes you tend to pay attention to other people's houses.
Yeah.
And so I think that we should get into the habit of looking at ourselves first before we project what somebody else, should be. Project that onto somebody else. Mm. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not fair. And then this is my second point. To view a child and say, hey, this is all going to be yours. It almost reminds me. This is what it reminds me of. I remember we were having a discussion on Facebook one time, and it was like, church is like not the Lord of Rings, Game of Thrones. You know what I'm saying? Like these kids are kids, and they got adult problems. Yeah. And then they become adults, and everybody's trying to tell them what to do. And it's like, you either want me to be an adult or a kid. Yeah. You can't want me to be both at the same time. It's just impossible. You know what I'm saying? And so we, as Trey said, we should have consideration for how people feel and how they're growing. And then I'll go back to mind your business a little bit. Because I love minding my business. Yeah. So I love minding my business, and don't bring me no bones. I ain't bringing it nowhere. You understand what I'm saying? So don't bring me no bones. I'm good on that. And anyone that deals in any organization, not just church, whether it be work, you organize your home, right? Home, you know what I'm saying? School, wherever you are, there are going to be things that are said and done. Yeah. And people are going to rummage through that stuff, and they're gonna filter it on their own and figure out what's true and what's not. And I just say, stop rummaging. Yeah, that's what I say.
That it would be great if everyone could just mind their business.
Right. Some things is funny, right? Some things are funny. Is like entertaining. Of course, I'm not.
Like in church though, right? At least where I grew up. Right? In church, a lot of people think the pastor's business is their business. And I don't understand that. There's a lot of people feel really entitled. They feel entitled. And not everybody. And I wouldn't even say it's most people.
No, it's not most people.
But it's some people.
Right. That'll keep things going.
Yeah, yeah. It's like, and even if they don't think it's their business, if they find out about it, they feel like they got to say something about it. It's like, you could just be quiet. you could just not say anything, and that would be great. You know?
Or you could just, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're concerned about something.
Mm-hmm.
I said something a few weeks ago, and I was like, because I'm not gonna sit here and act like I've never taken part in gossip.
Mm-hmm.
I would be a liar.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have. Oh, snap. That happened?
Yeah.
Word?
Mm-hmm.
Say word. Yo, what you think? This is what I think. It's not my business, though. This is what I think.
Yeah.
And, I think most, because it's a conversation piece.
Mm-hmm. People like to talk. People like to talk, and they like to have something to talk about. And when it's someone they know, someone they don't know, especially when it's something close to them, I know they have a field day. I've been in those rooms. I've heard people talk about people that they go give a hug the next day.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why I don't say anything to most people.
Right.
But I've seen it. I've seen it my whole life.
Right.
But it would be great if you could like consider the pain that person is enduring.
True. That's very true.
Before you start,
that's very true.
Using someone else's pain as your topic point at the dinner table.
Yeah.
At the restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of that all the time.
And we should have compassion. I'm sorry, compassion for one another.
No, you absolutely should.
Yeah,
you should. Unfortunately, it's not human nature. Compassion is not human nature. Even myself, if somebody fell in front of me right now, I might chuckle before I ask them if they're okay.
Right.
It's human nature.
Right.
But I think it's something you just have to think about all the time. Like Jesus says, before you talk about, I think, what's the language I'm looking for? It's like a speck. Before you talk about the speck in someone else's eye, consider the beam that's in yours.
Right.
And like when you think about, like, now I'm gonna get a little theological.
Okay.
Because when you talk about that scripture, exactly, you think about the audience he's talking to. When Jesus is talking about a beam, it's huge.
Right.
A beam is really, really huge.
Right.
And he's talking about judgment. And he's saying, they probably bust out laughing when he said the beam in your eye.
Right.
Because it sounds so ridiculous.
Right.
But that's the point he's trying to make. He's like, the speck in somebody else's eye, for you to be able to see that, judge that, talk about it, and forget this huge thing that's in your face.
Right.
That doesn't make any sense. Consider. That's all he was talking about. Consider your own self before you make the speck in their eye
a big old deal.
A big deal. And that's the thing. As a PK, as a preacher, as a pastor, as a leader, all of that, you don't get that same consideration. It's like you're held to a different standard, and you should be held to a different standard.
And then we wonder why pastors and leaders, period, they have their own people that they trust.
Because you can't let everybody
You can't let everybody in.
You can't let everybody see your humanity.
That's crazy. Because you're a man every single day of your life. You know what I'm saying? You're only a preacher in front of those who know you're preaching.
Yeah.
But you're a man walking around every day of your life dealing with the same issues every man deals with.
Even Jesus. The Bible says Jesus was tempted in every manner of man, yet without sin. So Jesus dealt with everything without sin. That's why he died on the cross for us. He was the only one that could do it. Because he was absolutely perfect.
Right.
He was the spotless, blameless Lamb of God.
Right.
That means anybody who came after or before him, he couldn't do it. Not even us.
Not even us.
You're not going to do everything perfectly. You're not going to do everything right. And that's why you need Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we preach Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
That's why if you talk, the only thing I have to offer is Jesus.
Mm.
Now, and that's a lot of times why people think I was so serious all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm serious about that.
Right.
And who am I to preach to you about the blood of Jesus if I didn't think I needed it?
Right. Right.
And that's the thing. A lot of people think that the preacher don't need the same grace and forgiveness, and that his kids don't get that, and that this one, you're supposed to be this, you're supposed to be that, you're supposed to be this. Who are you to tell me what I'm supposed to be?
Right.
God saw it all coming before it happened.
That's the truth.
And he still made me who I am.
That's the truth.
So
that's the truth.
So, that's the thing I just pray everyone can do all the time. For PKs, for preachers, for people everywhere.
Right.
Just consider.
Just consider. Now, how do you, because you touched on people pushing you when you were a kid to be an adult and trying to tell you what to do as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
How do you filter those? Because I'm quite sure those things come from people you may love, right?
Yeah, of course.
Or, or not, whatever, right?
I love everybody. I don't like everybody.
Right.
But
that's what I should say. That's what I should say. You love everybody, may not like everybody. So those things may come from people you like or dislike.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with that?
You gotta know who to listen to. Most of it's just noise. And that's really, it's like people say what they think they need to say. But you always have to understand that they speak from a perspective that's only theirs.
Right.
Like you could say all day, oh, if I was you, I would have done this and that. Yada. But that's not true. If you were me, you would have done exactly what I did because you're me.
Right.
You're not you.
Right.
It's like that's what I'm the point I'm trying to make is that everybody's experience is their own.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has things teaching them and talking to them that they don't always address. And that's the perspective that they speak from. So I don't always let people outside of my life tell me what to do with my life.
Right.
I listen to God.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
And there are trusted voices that I listen to.
Okay.
Because in the multiplicity of counsel, there's safety. That's what the Bible says.
Right.
So it's not don't listen to anybody, but you do have to know what to listen to.
That's truth. Yeah.
It's like for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I can make an analogy out of thin air right now, I'm gonna try to do it. Let's say that there is a snake that lives in your backyard, right? Now, let's say there's 3 large snakes that live in your backyard.
Okay.
And on the other end of the backyard is let's say is a water jug, clean water.
Okay.
You need that.
Okay.
Because the water in your house only brings out dirty water.
Right.
So you got to do all of the work to purify that water, filter the water, do everything to the water so that you and your family can drink it.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody that come to your house is just saying, why you keep doing that to the water? Why don't you just go in the backyard and get the water jug?
Right.
They don't live in your house.
They don't live in
They don't
my
have
house.
the experience in your backyard.
Right.
They don't understand that you can't go back there.
Because them 3 big old snakes back there.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
So you choose to do everything you can do with the dirty water that you have because going to get the clean water will kill you. But you know who you can listen to? The people who lived in the house before.
Right.
The people, exterminators.
Mm-hmm.
Things like to try to get out. But you can't listen to people who don't know the snakes are there.
Because they don't live where you live.
And that's what I'm saying. Before I listen to people,
Mm-hmm.
I need to know that you can at least attempt to see it my way.
Right.
Not to say I'm always right.
Right.
Because I don't think I'm always right.
Right.
There's been many, many times in my life I was completely wrong.
Okay.
But when I accept the correction, it's because like you can't just correct from way up here.
That's truth.
Nobody's gonna listen to you from that. Like you got to come down to where they are.
Exactly, because I don't like when people try to act like they never ever made a mistake. I don't like that.
First of all, because they're liars.
Right.
They're liars.
Right. Boldface.
The Bible says, "He who says they have no sin is a liar, and the truth is not in him."
Right.
You've done this. You've been here and there, whatever. But if you try to correct from an elevated space, the people are not going to listen to you.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that God wrapped himself in human flesh,
Mm-hmm.
came down, lived for 33 years in a human body,
Mm-hmm.
and then died on the cross? The Bible says that we have not a high priest that cannot be touched with the feelings of our infirmities.
Mm-hmm.
What that means is Jesus, who is the high priest of the whole world, he feels what we feel. He has experienced what we experience. He has dealt with what we've dealt with.
Right.
That's why he can be touched
Right.
with the feelings of our infirmities.
Right.
So you can't try to correct someone from heaven.
Right. Right.
God himself did that, and the people still didn't listen.
Right.
He gave Moses the tablets. He gave Moses instructions. He
Mm-hmm.
gave Moses knew God face to face. The Bible says when he came down from the mountain, his face was glowing so
Right.
much. That's the glory of God was so much on Moses.
him. Yeah.
He communed with him. The Bible says he communed with Moses like friend with friend.
Mm-hmm.
And still, when God told Moses to speak to the rock, he struck it instead. Still.
That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. It's humanity.
Right.
It's the way humans are.
Right.
And Jesus is the answer to all of it. But his example is what we need to follow.
Right.
Like as leaders, like I can't go tell you about yourself while not considering why you did what you did.
Absolutely.
That's the thing.
I agree.
Hmm?
I totally. So there was a conversation, and there was a situation or whatever, and Pastor Tre didn't preach for a while, and people, and so when he came out and he preached this word, it was like, how dare he come back? And that's the first word he preached. That's a little arrogant. I said, yeah, maybe. And I said, yeah, maybe it is. He is a little arrogant. I said, you know why? I said, because first of all, he's a 20-something-year-old man. Mm. And people are expecting him to preach something that he ain't tell y'all he was going to preach. He said this what he going to preach from the gate. Maybe I said, yeah, as a 20-something-year-old, I remember being a little bit arrogant because when you say arrogance is like, head in the clouds, do what you want to do type of thing, right? Mm-hmm. But maybe it's not arrogance. Maybe it's.
First of all, I've been called arrogant my whole life.
I believe you because he walks around and says nothing. You have to speak to him, and that's all right. You know what I'm saying?
But people don't understand me.
Right.
You know, the only people who call me arrogant are people who don't have conversations with me.
Right.
None of my friends think I'm arrogant.
Right. Because they know you. They know your heart.
If anything, I'm one of the most shy people you'll ever meet.
Right.
I don't speak a lot in public because I have social anxiety.
Right.
They don't understand that.
Right.
And you wouldn't speak as much as you do in public if you thought everybody was analyzing every single word you said.
Being vultures, basically.
That's what I'm saying.
Sure.
So people people who call me arrogant, you don't know me. You don't know me.
Mm-hmm.
And what I preached when I first came back, that's not the first time I preached that.
Yo.
I preached it years ago. It wasn't like a new thing. It's like before you knew what you knew, if you didn't know what you know, you wouldn't think it was arrogant.
Right.
Because you didn't know what you knew.
Right.
You didn't know what you know when I preached it then.
Right.
And nobody thought it was arrogant. It's the Bible.
No.
And you think and you think I'm just preaching stuff because it has something to do with me. No, it has something to do with everybody.
Yo.
What about what I preached the 3, 4, 5 times after that?
Yo.
What about what I was preaching before? It's like
I said, and I'm gonna be dead serious. I was like, so what if he's a little arrogant? He's 20-something years old. I said, this was my thing. I said, everybody deserves to be who they're gonna be.
Yeah.
Right? I said, me personally, I was like, yo, like y'all could say, I was very happy that he preached that word. He preached it with everything in his entire heart. And it's not like if it didn't come from the Bible. I said, yo, he's smarter than most people. I said, because he studies, that's number one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He's not gonna just say something without backing it in the word. And he studies. He preaches this thing with his whole heart.
I have a degree.
And that was the next part.
In biblical study.
Exactly.
So here's what I'm saying. Here's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like you can. I'll say this. They'll think this is arrogant too.
Okay.
But a lot of people dismiss things that's hard for them to do. Now, let me say this. I can't help what I'm good at. I can't help what I'm good at. I've been good at it since I was a kid. I had dinner with my dad. It was like last night, 2 nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he reminded me, he said, man, you out-answered the people in Bible study when you was 9 years old. I've been studying it since then.
Right.
Not one time have I ever walked into a pulpit with the agenda of hyping myself or raising myself. Never. Not one time. There was not a single thing that I've said across that pulpit that cannot be backed biblically. I'm not saying everything was right. I've been preaching since I was a teenager.
Right.
But, of course, as a teenager, I said things that might have been wrong.
Right.
But as a full-grown adult who has all this experience, nothing I say across the pulpit is to enhance myself, to elevate my own self, or for the objective of my own hubris. That's not me. It's never been me. You can have that perspective, and sure, take that perspective.
Right.
But you didn't even talk to me.
Right.
You don't have any. You don't even know what it's for. You don't even know what it's about. But because you can't fathom why I would, to you, that just says I'm arrogant. I'm not arrogant. The definition of arrogance, and I could be wrong. I should actually look it up before
I'm gonna
before
look
I
it
say
up.
this.
I'm gonna look it
But
up.
I believe the definition of arrogance is self-aggrandizement to the point where merit doesn't exist. Well,
The quality of having an exaggerated sense of one's own importance or abilities. Now, but that's why I feel like, okay, arrogance is a little, but it's not, the arrogance of this man is astounding. Okay. And so I don't think that arrogance is such a bad word.
I think this is why I push back against it a lot. Because I don't like being called arrogant.
No, I don't blame you.
Because I know what arrogance is.
Right. We've seen arrogance.
I'm not arrogant.
Right.
I'm very confident when I get
But you
in the
know
pulpit.
who you are. Exactly.
I'm confident.
Right.
That I know what I'm talking about.
Right.
And not because I'm me, it's because I've studied.
Right.
It's because I've learned how to study. It's because I've learned how to learn. I've learned how to exegete. And I'm not perfect.
Say that word again.
Exegete.
See? Yo, he studies.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not, I take my time with the text. I exegete and not eisegete. I don't proof text. I preach the text within the context of the word to make sure it's coming across the way the author's intended.
And I've heard you say you should study at least 40 hours a week.
Yes, you should. Like this is not preaching. That's not a game to me.
Right.
It never has been. It never has been. And I've been good at it since I was young. But a lot of that was like talent and different things I could do with my voice and all that. But as I grew older, my content, it's a lot of content.
Right.
And that's not arrogance. If anything, you should see it. This preacher cares so much about the people he's preaching to.
Amen.
That he took all this time to make sure he's saying the right thing.
Right.
And if you took it as arrogance, maybe
you're not in it for the right reason.
Maybe that's a reflection on how you think about the preacher himself.
Right.
And not about the actual word.
Right.
Because if you didn't know me, you wouldn't think I was arrogant.
Right. And if you didn't know what was going on at the moment, you wouldn't think it was arrogant either.
Now, let me tell you, if you didn't think you knew me, you wouldn't think I was arrogant. Because it's not like sure. Is it edgy? Is it a bold choice? Sure. That's not arrogance. It's not.
Not by far.
And to say, because I know, like I know what you're talking about. To say that is like, that's saying that the text had nothing to do with the people listening either. That just had everything to do with Trey.
And I think that's, and
that's
let me
crazy.
tell you something. So first, let me say this. When I said, so what, maybe he is arrogant, I wasn't saying, and I know you don't take it this way.
I know what you're saying, yeah.
I'm saying, so what? Maybe he is. He's 20-something years old, so what? Maybe he is arrogant. But did you hear the word? Was the word really good or not?
No, they don't. Nobody who said that was listening to me.
All they knew is that you went up there and you preached what you preached, right?
They think it had something to do with me. And I didn't even do...
It had something to do with so many people.
And I didn't even do what the man did in the text.
Did you look at the numbers on YouTube, how many people were viewing?
No, I didn't.
And so I said, this word got something to do with me too. I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, when I hear a word, anything that I'm listening to that has to do with our ministry, our church, I'm listening to because I've been there, done that, or maybe at the moment I'm there. Yeah. You can always take something from a preacher who absolutely cares about what the people and what the people are going to be and going through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It was, I don't mind pushback. That's the thing. I don't mind it, but don't accuse me. Don't accuse me of self-aggrandizement, like before having a conversation with me.
Right.
Like I'm not gonna sit here and say, I do everything right. All I can talk about is my intention. All I can talk about is my intention. Now, if you can tell me, like you can say, like, I don't mind you saying it sounded arrogant. It doesn't.
Right.
But if you talk to me, I'm like, that wasn't my intention. If it came across that way, I apologize. But that's not my intention.
That's a man, Trey.
I believe so.
That's a man.
I take accountability for everything I've ever done, anything I've ever said, anything I've ever done wrong. Take accountability. I live with that. I deal with that.
Right.
I repent of that. But you're not going to tell me what I meant by doing something. Because you can't tell me my intention.
That's a big deal. So many times we don't take accountability as, and especially when we call ourselves believers, right? I did this because it's happened because if you wouldn't have did that, I wouldn't have responded this way. And it's like, Like, we are really supposed to listen. I'm not perfect. I never, ever, ever, like, you see me, who you see at home, everything has a different, you bring a different preface to each situation, each place that you are in, right? But I'm 9 times out of 10, I am who I am. I speak the way that I speak all the time. This is me. But as believers, we cannot just steer the responsibility away from ourselves. We have to take responsibility in everything that we decide to do, because 9 times out of 10, God didn't tell us to do it, right?
Nothing you did is anybody's fault but yours.
Right. And you have to own it. You have to eat that.
It doesn't matter the pressure you grew up with.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you were taught.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
You got to leave that behind at some point.
I heard, I don't know if people know. Sometimes I listen to hip hop, and I heard it's T.I. put a song out.
A new song, right?
No, not the new one. It came out a few years ago. The new one is crazy too.
Tough.
But it was one song. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a line he says, and he says, your intentions are not what you will be held accountable for.
Mm-hmm.
Your intention is not what you're held accountable for.
Mm-mm.
So that's what I'm saying. I understand how you perceive it.
Right.
I understand how you perceive it. And I will be held accountable for how you've perceived it. But don't make a judgment on my character because you didn't know my intentions.
Right.
I'll take accountability for my actions, but just know I didn't mean it that way. And if that means anything to you, sure.
If it doesn't,
so what? I got a lot of life left to live. I pray.
You do.
I believe so.
Because
and I got a lot of learning to do.
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm learning every day.
Yeah.
Every day. And I'll be 46 in March.
Wow.
And every day I learn something new about myself. I learn how to manage my emotions every day.
Yeah.
I learn how to take accountability for stuff that, intentions, right? Because I was on a men's group this morning. I was asked to be a part of a men's group. And I love sitting and talking to men because it gives me different perspective.
Yeah.
Because I am an emotional woman, even though people don't think so. They think that Neff got it all together. She's tough as nails. And I'm soft, y'all. But don't come for me. But I'm just letting y'all know I'm a woman still, right? So we were on, and I was speaking about, I'm gonna blush, a man that I'm with. I know, right?
Oh, you and like him. Look at that.
Yeah. All right. A lot. So, Eric, don't think you slick and put that in a little snippet for me either. No, you can't. You can't. But I was talking about how we were talking about a situation, and we were talking about a situation that he's going through, and it made me feel a way. And then I said, sorry. I needed to let him know that my intentions was not to make him feel any way about the situation that he's handling at the moment. And you know what he did? He said, no, it's my responsibility as a man to make you feel secure in this relationship. And so if you feel a way, never, ever, ever stop what you're feeling or hide what you're feeling for me. I need to know, because I need to take accountability for what's going on. And that's a big deal so it's going to get to my next question. When two people take accountability for their stuff, because neither one of them is wrong. Neither one of us was wrong. However, it is a situation that we need to deal with.
Yeah. So,
Trey, you said you have 2 children. That children ain't come from nowhere.
Yeah.
How do you balance being a dad, having to be a parent, a co-parent? How do you deal with, it's a few questions. This is a loaded question. I'm sorry. How do you deal with what people see and what they think they know? How do you deal with relationship?
Well, it's complicated.
Absolutely.
It's complicated.
Mm-hmm.
How I deal with my children,
Mm-hmm.
They're the greatest joys
Right.
I have in my life, and
now your face is lighting up.
Really, no, because I love my girls.
Mm-hmm.
You know, unfortunately, you know, adults are being adults. That ain't got nothing to do with kids,
Right.
and I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, they didn't come from nowhere,
Right.
But as far as that situation, it's still kind of fresh. I don't really want to.
Nope, you don't have to.
Yeah.
And for whoever thought that they was gonna get it here, that's not. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Wendy, Nephi ain't got the heat. That's Wendy. But I just because he mentioned that he has daughters.
Yeah.
And because people are peopling, and so
I mean, it's not nobody's business,
right.
I'm dealing with,
Mm-hmm.
we're dealing with what's happening,
Mm-hmm.
learning,
Right.
growing, healing through it all.
Right.
Whatever that comes out to be.
What has it taught? Because this is the part of adulting that nobody really talks about. See, when you're kids, you think you know what your mother and father go through, and you really don't.
No,
you don't know.
No, you don't.
You have no idea. So what has this taught you?
Grace, patience, communication, respect, boundaries, perspective, a lot of introspection.
That's a good word.
Yeah,
that's a good word.
Because a lot of people, you blame the outside for what's going on inside. When the outside it's not always the reason for what's going on inside.
Right.
9 times out of 10, what's going on inside was going on inside
forever,
for a long time.
Yep.
So you learn to deal with that, and but all in all, it's difficult. It's really difficult. But it's not impossible.
It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. I don't know everything. I'll be very, very I don't know everything. There's a lot of things I don't know. But what I do know is that God knows all things. He's gracious in all things. And that there's nothing that happens for no reason.
Yep.
And no matter how much it hurts, no matter how many tears come from it, how much pain comes from it, eventually it'll turn out for the good.
Eventually healing comes.
Yeah, I mean, it has to.
It has to.
It has to. And I've been healing. Family's been healing. And yeah. That's learned a lot.
One thing that because I had Tyshawn, I was 21, so that was one relationship, and then I got married, and I had Rashawn and Deshawn, Jaja B. And as a woman, being a little bit older than you, because I think when I was going through the separation and everything, I might have been like 35 or something like that. And I forget the divorce date on purpose, so I don't know. And that's because it was so hurtful.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that's what it is. I'm just speaking from parenting, right? So relationship parenting, it's not.
They're gonna think what they're gonna think.
I mean, at this point, they already, and hey, that's cool, y'all. Nobody's slandering anybody. This is Heart Rehab, and my focus is to get whomever I have here a chance to talk about their growth and how they deal with situations and how they reconcile with themselves, because that takes reconciliation with yourself is the hardest thing. Yeah. Because you place so what I was saying was I placed so much guilt on myself.
Yeah.
Failing twice, having 3 sons, failing 2 relationships. I fail. I don't do that. And that was that was a bit prideful. Each time God showed me why it's possible that you can fail. Yeah. The first time I tried to tell you, the second time I definitely tried to tell you, and you thought you knew better.
Yeah.
And I love so very hard. And so when love is snatched from me, I take it very hard. But the biggest thing that I learned in it all, this is the biggest thing, that God comes first. Yeah. You cannot idolize any one person. This person got this, they're this, they do this. Yeah. Oh my God. Snatch.
Yeah.
Rug pulled from under you because we are man and we fail every time. So now what you gonna do?
Yeah. That's the truth. God has to come first.
Yeah.
And believe you me,
when
he doesn't, it will haunt you.
Yep. It will haunt you.
It will hurt you.
Yep.
It will be disastrous.
Absolutely.
And that's the bottom line. In anything you do.
Anything.
In anything you do. What the old saints used to say, only what you do for Christ will last.
And they wasn't lying.
Oh, not at all.
They were not lying.
Not at all. They were not lying at all. It is it's a when I think about it, all, it's been a long time now. It's like it's almost a year now. So, but I said this before to a certain group of people, and they misunderstood what I was saying. I said I was grateful for what happened. But a lot of people hear grateful and think you're glad that it happened and that you have no regrets.
Right.
But that's not true.
Right.
You could be grateful for something.
Absolutely.
And never want to do it again.
Right.
Grateful for what you learned.
Yep.
You're grateful for whatever came from it.
Yep.
Because it's going to make you better.
Yep.
If you choose for it to do so.
Yep.
It can make you better.
Yep.
And that's what I've chosen to do all this time.
Yep.
Do everything I can to make it better. I think it's like I think better now. Yeah.
You think for yourself? Do you find that you think for yourself? Do you think without thinking about what somebody else is going to think?
That's the hardest thing. It goes back to the beginning of our conversation about what people think. A lot of people don't understand. As a PK, and not just a PK, but a preaching public PK.
Right.
Your future it's not, but it feels like your future is in the hands of people's opinions. That's what it feels like. So you don't really do anything without thinking about what people are going to think.
Right.
It was certain time I wouldn't go outside in a tank top. I thought people were going to think I was fleshy, trying to show my arms.
Oh.
It's a real thing. it was time. I don't think people know this. I want to say about maybe 2019, something like. I got my ears pierced. Nobody knows that,
Right?
Because I only kept it in for a week. Because I took it out. Because I'm like, oh no, there's no way. I said, there's no way anybody's gonna accept me preaching like this. Even if I can take him out while I'm not preaching, or I'm not. It was time I thought about getting tattoos, didn't get them. Because I'm like, oh no. Even though theologically, I know, like, people got different convictions.
Right.
I know I'm not going to go to hell for getting a tattoo.
Right.
But there's people out there that think I'm going to go to hell for getting a tattoo. And if they think this, and I'm going to do that.
Right.
And then next thing you know, you end up living your entire life for other people.
That's a rat race.
It's traumatizing.
It is.
It's traumatizing. I remember, like, I don't drink. I've never drank before, but I started to like mocktails. I get mocktails.
Yeah.
I was at a dinner one time. I got a mocktail. It was a birthday dinner for someone. I got a mocktail from the bar, but the mocktails, they still come in these cups that look like it. And I heard someone all the way across the table, pass the drinking. I said,
was they drinking?
I don't know. I don't care.
You understand?
But I'm like, wait. but it like a lot of people don't know what that pressure is.
Right.
And I'm not a celebrity, but at least from what I hear it sounds like what celebrities go through.
Absolutely. I kind of equate the two.
That's what, it feels like that. Well, of course, I don't have millions of followers.
Right.
I don't have hit records and all that stuff yet. I believe I will.
You will.
But it's like you got the whole world, like, it feels like the whole world. But the truth is, it's only a few hundred people.
Yes.
But it feels like the whole world.
Yeah.
And these few people that you want to preach to, that you want to, it seems like they could control like your whole life. Yeah. And it's so learning to think for yourself is something I'm still learning how to do. It's something I'm still learning how to do. Even being here, talking about this, I don't want to talk about it.
Right.
I don't want to.
Right.
Although I know everybody else is probably talking about it.
Right.
At least a few people. But still, they don't know what happened. If they watch this, they're still not going to know what happened.
Nope.
Because it's not even my story to tell.
Nope.
And it's my family.
Right. At the end of the day.
Well, it's my family.
Yeah.
I want everything I can to protect.
That's
my
right.
family.
That's right. Period.
Yeah. Period.
Period.
That's all.
That's what it's about.
At the same time, it's like, I grew up thinking you just got to keep everybody out. And don't say nothing. Don't do nothing.
That's not healthy, though.
It's not.
That's not healthy. One of my closest girlfriends, she says to me, because she knows me, she's like, Nephi, if you keep that wall up, love don't get in. Yeah. And and I used to be like, I don't even care at this point, because anybody gonna keep playing me.
Yeah.
I'm not you can't play me close, don't play me close. I don't want nobody close. But it's good to bring people in sometimes.
Yeah.
Because even if it's for a short period of time, right? Because, and another girlfriend used to say, seasons and reasons. And I used to be like, you gonna be around forever. And we don't even speak every day like we used to.
Yeah.
But again, some people come into your life.
Yeah.
There's something you learn from them. There's something they learn from you. And if time or situations make you split, that's what happens. So I get the part about being grateful. I get the part about being grateful for what happened, and not even in only intimate relationships and friendships as well.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you'll be the best of friends today. Something will happen tomorrow. Not so much.
You're still grateful for that.
But
time.
You're still grateful for that time.
And that's what I'm saying. It's like people. I bring everything back to Jesus. That's my thing. if we were there at the cross,
Man,
we would never be grateful for that.
no.
There was no beauty that we should desire him.
No.
He's bloody. He's naked.
He
His
looked
flesh is
crazy.
ripped. He looks terrible. They're plucking the hairs.
Depictions ain't enough.
It's horrible.
It's horrible.
How could we ever get over that?
Never. Never.
I mean, of course, he's resurrected.
Mm-hmm.
Even the Bible says only a few hundred people saw his resurrected.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't enough. Folks did not believe. Still to this day don't believe.
Still to this day.
They don't believe.
They think the disciples stole his body. That's a real thing.
Right.
You know, they think the disciples stole his body from the grave. But still, like, imagine something as horrifying as that and being able to call it Good Friday. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like up there. Sorry, man. Up there on the cross was Jesus. But not just Jesus. It was the sin of the entire world.
Mm-hmm.
It was the sin of the past. It was the sin of the present. It was the sin of the future.
Mm-hmm.
All of that was up there. And it went to the grave with him.
Mm.
But when he got up, all of the sin stayed in the grave.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know what the terrible thing is for, you can't be grateful for it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But in the context of Christ, it's like we know that all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord and are called according to his purpose.
Mm-hmm.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
The very ugly.
And it's something I've had to learn to deal with. It's like, hey, God, I hate this.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, if I'm talking to God, it's like, be real with him.
Right. You have to.
Like, God, I hate this. I hate this season. I hate my life right now. I hate what happened. I hate my part in it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate everything.
Mm-hmm.
I hate what led up to it.
Mm-hmm.
I hate all of it.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I trust you enough to teach me something through it.
Mm.
And that is why I can say I'm grateful.
Mm-hmm.
Paul said, I learned to glory in my afflictions. He said, I've learned to glory in my weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Because when I'm weak, then am I strong.
Mm-hmm.
He's strong when I'm weak. So that's the... I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry, because it's heavy for me too. Especially acknowledging that all things work together.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And acknowledging that he is the great I am. And he is the only way that we can get through this thing called life.
Absolutely.
I can't, I've done, you see how you say, as a kid, you were basically like straightforward.
Yeah.
As a kid, I was straightforward too. But then as I got older, I did a lot. Trey, I did a lot of things. I did a lot of things as an adult.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I became saved, I did a lot of things as a saved adult.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to realize you posted something. I'm just, you said that we can't keep blaming our past for what we continue to do as adults.
Yeah.
And acknowledgement of your past and dealing with it is one thing, but carrying it over,
that's your fault.
That's your fault.
It's like,
that's your fault. You get the help. Mental health, mental illness is real. You get the help for that you need. Don't ignore it. You know what I'm saying? Promiscuity is real.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Being a bust down is real.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Selling crack is real.
It's real.
You understand what I'm saying? Dancing on a pole is real.
It's real.
And a lot of that comes from being broke as a kid, seeing things, being molested. And I'm not saying all of those things ain't bad things, that they shouldn't have happened to you. Yeah. But at some point you got to put it down.
Yeah.
And do your own thing.
It's true. It's true across the board.
Right.
It's like, yeah, you may have gotten into whatever it is whatever.
Right.
And you have a legitimate reason.
You have a legit reason
for why you chose that.
That's right.
And you did what you did.
Right.
But the continuation of it.
You're going to keep doing it?
It's like, once you, and I think that post you're talking about, I believe I said, I believe it was like your responsibility begins once you have awareness.
Mm-hmm. Right, right. You have to gain that awareness.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's like, yeah, I get it. You didn't know any better. But once you know better, why are you continuing?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Hebrews, I think it's Hebrews 10 and 26. I believe it's Hebrews 10 and 26 where the writer of Hebrews says, if you continue sinning willfully after having knowledge of the truth, there is no more sacrifice that will cover your sins. That's what the Bible says, right? A lot of people think that it means if you get saved and you keep on sinning, then that means Jesus' blood doesn't work for you anymore. But that's not what it means. I'm sorry to get like really
no, go ahead. It's okay.
Because I like to help people.
Right.
A lot of people feel condemned by stuff like that.
Right.
But it's not. The author was talking.
I love this. It's great because then it gives people an opportunity to say, I can do better and not feel like crap anyway.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So the thing is, like, the author was talking to an audience of Israelites, talking to Jews, Hebrews. That's why the book is called Hebrews.
Right.
So he was talking to them, and the context of it is circumcision for salvation and following the law. So he says, if you go on sinning while not believing Jesus is your savior, there is no sacrifice for that.
Right.
Because you don't believe.
You don't believe.
You don't believe in that.
Right.
It's not talking about Christians who believe in Jesus, yet sin anyway. Because if that was the case, the Bible wouldn't say that if any man sin, that he has an advocate with the Father.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And the Bible doesn't contradict itself.
No, it doesn't.
So, like, you see that, it's like, hey, that's talking about not believing that Jesus has died for your sin.
Right.
Because if you don't believe he died for your sin,
then
there's no coverage for your sin.
Right.
That's the thing. So the thing is about once you come into awareness of something, it's like, hey, believe this now. Act this out now. Because you know this.
Right.
So I say that to say the people who were listening to the author of Hebrews, they were like, we hear what you're saying about Jesus, but we're going to keep making these sacrifices. We're going to keep killing lamb and bulls and goats and all that. Even though that same chapter says that Jesus died to save us from our sins once for all time. Right.
So we ain't got to do that no more.
You don't have to do that anymore. Right. That's the point. That's the point of the gospel. It's not so much that you will never sin again, because that's just not true. That's
not real life.
That's not real. You're going to, and people, I don't even know why I want to go.
It's okay.
Sin is such a broad
spectrum.
Yeah, it really is. Like if you go to the if you look at the Old Testament, like a lot of people think there's only 10 big sins, 10 commandments, right? But it's more than that. It's actually 613. That's the Mosaic law, right? That the author of Hebrews is talking about. So hey, if you think you need to follow this, that's no mixed fabrics, don't cut your hair, right? Don't eat shrimp,
all of that stuff,
all
of that stuff.
Don't eat pork, right? All of that stuff. He's saying, if you would keep following that, while Jesus is saying, I died for you. I fulfilled the law. I didn't get rid of the law. I fulfilled the law
Right.
on your behalf. Then there's no sacrifice for you. But why would you keep doing that when you have knowledge of the truth? You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So they can keep saying, they can blame it on, and I hope this doesn't go over anybody's head, because people can blame this situation on their past. Like the Hebrews could have blamed their ancestors, or
Right.
This is what we did for hundreds of years.
Right.
This is what we did since the wilderness.
Right.
This is what we did. This is what we did. They even was talking to Jesus. They say, "Are you greater than our father Jacob?" This is
I'm
what,
like, the audacity.
yeah. This is what the Israelites, like. This is how they thought.
Right.
But you, it's like you could talk about Jacob and all that. He said, "But Jacob testified of me."
Right.
Abram testified of me. So it's like you can blame all of this history, but you still gonna go to hell if you don't believe Jesus is the Messiah.
Yo.
So it goes into it like I match the Bible with everything in
Right.
life.
Right.
So it's the same thing. It's like it doesn't matter if you grew up eating fried chicken every single day.
You're gonna continue to eat that fried chicken every day?
You're gonna continue to do it, knowing
That it could kill you.
Big Mama died with no legs.
Yeah. Oh.
It's the same, and it's not like a disparagement on your ancestors.
Right. No, it's not.
Because if your ancestors knew better, they would have done better too.
Yeah.
If they were here, they would tell you, hey, put that down, pick up some broccoli.
Right.
Let's go to the gym. Let's do something, because we want you to live better.
Yeah.
So I say that to say, it's like, you can't blame anybody for what you did
Nope.
after you knew the truth.
Yeah.
You got to deal with that.
You gotta eat that.
You got to deal with that.
And figure out how you're gonna turn that thing around
Exactly.
and do better.
And that's the thing with Jesus. So here's the thing. Like when the Bible says there's no more sacrifice that will cover those sins, he's not saying the people that believe in the sacrifice are never going to sin again.
Right.
He's saying their sins are just going to be covered.
Right.
Yours are not.
Thank God.
Because look at humanity.
Right.
Look at humanity. God knew about sin. He knew people were going to sin.
Absolutely.
If that wasn't the case, why would the Bible say that the lamb was slain before the foundation of the world? That means before there was Adam or Eve or a garden or a tree of the knowledge of good and evil, before there was anything broken,
Right.
there was a lamb in place to forgive sin before sin ever existed. Now that's Bible. You can argue with me if you want.
Right.
But that's Bible.
Mm-hmm.
So because I have Jesus, that's the only way to make things right.
Right. Because he's made in his likeness. He's
Yeah.
directly, so we were made in his image.
Mm-hmm.
So imagery is totally different than his likeness.
Yeah.
Imagery is like, listen, this is how I want y'all to be. This is what I expect you to do. But likeness is, you are me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just in a body,
Yeah.
you know? And
Yeah.
that's how the other day we were talking about Adam and Eve and that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing that came to my mind. You say God knows all things. He knew what Eve was going to do.
Yeah.
He knew that, because there was no way you're going to wrap something in flesh. And she came from man. She didn't even come. And that's another. She didn't come directly from him.
Yeah.
He made her.
Yeah.
But he made him. We made
that's
her
a-
from him, from
a whole
Adam.
nother thing.
So that's a whole nother thing. You know, and
womb of
so
a man, the womb man.
right,
The womb of
exactly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, y'all. No, but it's the truth. We didn't come. I mean, whatever. But so, how could we expect her to do
Yeah. I mean,
what Adam was supposed to do?
you can't.
You can't.
I mean, if you look at the Bible, Eve wasn't even given the instruction.
She wasn't.
It was given
That
to
wasn't
Adam.
her place, and she talking out of turn.
Yeah.
See,
But still, but still, like, I don't know if this is 100% true, but a lot of like scholars and theologians,
Mhm.
and I agree with it, but I can't say it's 100% true just
Right.
because that the fault lies with Adam, because God never told Eve. God didn't give the instruction to Eve.
Didn't.
He gave the instruction to Adam.
Right.
Adam was supposed to be the one who looked over it and make sure she didn't do that.
Right.
But for some reason, he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't do what he was supposed to do. I mean, hey. And now, it's like it goes like it's Adam. And it's so good that we're talking about this.
Yo, this is real good.
I love the Bible.
Yeah.
Because you know what Adam said? When God came down and said, hey, why this happened? Adam didn't take any accountability.
None. He's like, that wasn't me.
He said, no. It was the woman. Not only did he say it was the woman, he said, God, it was the woman you gave me. So not only am I blaming, like this is what people do.
Right.
Not only am I blaming the woman,
right,
which is not her fault. Now I'm blaming you.
You, because
God.
you gave her to me.
And you wonder where atheists come from. It's because they living in that pre-fall kind of, or that post-fall Adamic ideology, where nothing bad that happens to me is my fault. It's God's fault.
Right.
Because God, if you loved me, you wouldn't let anything bad happen to me. God, if you loved me, you wouldn't have let me do that.
Dang,
why didn't you just stop me?
Dang.
Why didn't you just why you ever let me meet her? Why did they? I didn't tell you to give me Eve.
Yo. I didn't ask for that.
I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this garden. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for none of this.
None of it.
It's the woman you gave me. No accountability.
None.
And then the second Adam, which the Bible calls, Jesus calls him the last Adam. He takes all the accountability for sins he never even committed.
Rocks it like it's a badge of honor, yo.
Like, do you see that? That's why we need Jesus. Adam would take no accountability for his failure. So Jesus said, you know what?
I take it all for everybody.
I'm going to take it for everybody.
Let me take the L. That's where that comes from.
Yeah.
Let me take the L. I take the L for the team. Like, let me take this. I hold that.
The Bible says no greater love is there than this, that a man will lay down his life for his friends. That's Jesus.
Yeah.
And I just say that to say, it's like, I'm glad I have Jesus. I'm glad I'm saved.
Right.
I'm glad that he has paid for all of my mishaps. What I did before, whatever I may do tomorrow.
Right. Right.
It's all covered.
Yeah.
Under the blood.
It
now,
is.
because I know they're gonna say this.
Of course. Well, they're not to just.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna say this, and they're gonna call me arrogant again. But that's it's not. It's Bible. It's not an excuse to live however you want to live.
Right.
Because if you're doing that, you're probably not saved anyway. That's the thing. You don't just get to do whatever you want to do over and over and over and over and over again. Oh, it's because the blood got me. Because if you believed in grace, you would know that grace is not just a pardon from sin. It's a power to free you from sin.
It's a gift.
That's the thing. It's a gift. It's not just a pardon. It's power.
And now you're abusing power.
Exactly. You can't do that.
You can't do that.
That's what Paul said. So Romans 6:1. He says, "Does that mean we can go on sinning just because grace is here?" He says, "God forbid." Of course not. That's not what that means.
I mean,
it's the grace of God that teaches us.
Right.
After every flaw, after every mistake, it's the grace that teaches you. Because if God killed you after every time you sin, how could you ever learn your lesson?
Right. Yeah.
It's like David. The Bible says God forgave him of his sin. All those other things. He married Bathsheba. They had Solomon. All this other stuff. But there was still a sword in his house.
Yeah.
There was still a sword in his house. One of his sons would rape his daughters.
Yeah.
And it would go. It was terrible. It was terrible.
I've given up some things for my children. Like, seriously. I've given up some things because you feel, but feelings don't last forever. So I've given up some things for the sake of my children. Now, did I have to deal with those things? Was I confronted with those things? Hell yeah, I was. Hell yeah, I was. But I gave those things up because I saw my big son drifting further and further away from God.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't believe in organized religion, and that's fine. But please, let me let you know about Jesus. You know about Jesus.
Hey,
don't even play yourself.
I can talk to him. I'll tell him I barely believe in organized religion.
Okay? And so that's why I don't condemn that.
I believe in church.
Right.
I believe church is good for community.
Right. For community.
I'm a pastor.
Absolutely.
I'm not saying I don't believe.
Right.
I don't think people should go to church. But sometimes organized religion becomes not about Jesus.
Not about it at all.
And more about
the people, entertainment, building up the place, and stuff like that. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't stress them.
Yeah.
But then in that, my middle son said, yo, Ma, you realize that topping more and more, like talking about God and talking about and listening, because I play gospel in my house all the time. I'm not going to sit here and say I don't listen to anything else. That's not what I'm saying. Everybody knows, my kids know, this Bible gets read. We talk about it. We talk about what's going on in your life. Let's talk about real life. Let's throw Jesus. Let's throw God in it. Let's say what's supposed to be. Let's pray. Let's do this, right? Because I believe in the heart. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you believe in your heart. That's who you are, right? So I have to make sure that my boys are straight. I have to. So in giving up some of those things, yo, my son is able to be who he is, but he's not forgetting who Jesus is. And I'm just, that's my biggest thing. Their salvation, their soul, and their salvation. And so, and then the little one, he reads on his own, and everybody is reading on their own. And that's the greatest gift to me, because that means that as they grow, they'll take accountability.
Yeah.
They'll be a man, right? They'll honor, right? They'll respect, and they'll move in their purpose. Boom. My job is done. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So was it a little difficult giving up some of those things? Hell yeah, it was difficult, because I want to, you know what I'm saying? I want to play. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like for real, y'all, I'm being transparent. I want to play. I want to play the way I want to play, and that's it. But I knew that those things were a hindrance to my sons.
Yeah. I understand.
So I had to scratch it. And with that, sometimes some people come, and not because you don't love them anymore. It's just because you know there's a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
It's a greater purpose.
That's, first of all, that makes a lot of sense, because a lot of people want their kids to be saved, or won't be a saved example in front of them.
Right.
They're only going to do what they say you do.
And that's facts.
And you have to be able to set that example. You know how many people I know, people my age, a little older, who don't go to church and their parents are preachers, because they saw what was going on in the house.
And they like, how could you be like that? Or they were abused and beat on and stuff like that,
So they like, why would I go to this church? You've been going here for years.
And
my life been hell. And you still mean, and you still cuss me out, and this one abused me, and this one and that, and this one and that, yada, yada, yada.
And you did nothing.
Why would I go to this church?
You sat there.
I mean, people feel like that. So it's like, as a parent, you know, I'm a father, so, you know, although my girls are really young, I really take it seriously, trying to be a good example for them, because I never want them to know of my flaws and blame it on God.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like my parents ain't perfect.
Right.
They're humans. Nobody's perfect.
Right.
There are things I've seen. I'm like, oh, I never want to go to church again. Why would I?
Right. No, seriously.
They never taught me that they were my examples.
Right. For real.
Jesus is my example.
Right.
So it's like, you know, I learned that very early. It's like, hey, you may not like everything I do, but understand, I need Jesus just like you need Jesus.
Yep. And you know, when you hear people say, do as I say, not as I do, My pops used to say that to me.
That don't work.
It don't work. But as you get older, you understand why they say it don't work. It don't work at all.
But you know why they
But
said
you
it.
know why they say it, because I'm not the example that you should be looking at. That's like with celebrities, how people be like, oh, this person did this, they did that. What example they set? And they are not role models. They are entertainers.
Relationship goals. I want to be like this one and that one.
Why? You don't know what goes on in their house for real?
Yeah, you can't idolize nobody.
No, you cannot idolize any person, yo. It's so important that we get that through our skull, like our minds, like.
And there's nobody's better than you. You're not better than anybody. Nobody is. It's not like talk about hip hop again. J. Cole,
Trey, stop talking about hip hop so much, because then people gonna have to. Oh, and the pastor listen to it. No, go ahead.
I don't care what they
right.
I'll be honest with you. I don't care. They ain't talking about me listening to hip hop. Ain't nobody talking about them singing New Edition all night.
Is it enough? Why do they?
Or
okay,
Roberta Flack or whoever.
You understand? Because it's all the same. Like, come on. You think everybody sits here and listen to gospel music every day? You are all day. You're nuts.
Yeah, I mean, but if hip hop makes you feel angry, if it makes you feel things,
you should not listen to hip hop.
Abstain, please.
And
but it don't do nothing for me. So, but
right.
J. Cole, well, he said, ain't no such thing as a life that's better than yours. It's called Love Yours. He said, no such thing as a life that's better than yours. No such thing, no such thing. Like, and that's like. Of course, I don't know if he's a Christian or whatever.
Right.
But it's a good principle.
It is a good principle.
There's no such thing as a life that's better than yours. So love where you at. And
increase that.
Yeah, increase it. And if it doesn't match up to whoever you comparing yourself
to,
number one, stop comparing yourself.
Number one.
And you talk about gospel music, so they know I listen to gospel music too. Jonathan McReynolds made a song called Comparison Kills.
Yo.
He said, what he said? Comparison, it makes you consider shoes you don't like, and if so wear what you will. It's what comparison kills. Whatever he says, but you can't compare yourself.
Nope.
You can't compare yourself to whatever's going on across there.
Nope.
Because you make your way all the way over to whatever's going on there, and be like, man, y'all go through the same thing.
Yo, you know how many people, and I'm like, but y'all just did this, and you. Oh, word. So let me work on my little self.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me work on myself, because I'm sitting here belittling myself. Meanwhile, you don't even have. Oh, word. You see, you don't know, and you don't know what people have to do to get to where they at, and what sacrifices they making in their own. You know what I'm saying? Their own life, and comparison definitely will kill your entire soul.
For sure.
You will kill yourself trying to get to a place that somebody else is, and they ain't even the place you think they are. That goes back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't even know me. You have no idea who I am, and you steady trying to get to where I am.
And how can you judge something you don't know?
You don't know.
Like how can you judge something you don't know? The only way you do that is because you think you know it. Mm-hmm. But you don't. You
have no idea.
You can't judge something until you in it.
Yep. Word.
You can't judge something until you're in it.
Word.
It don't matter who you are. If you're not this person, you've not been in the. It's not the same.
It's not the same.
Things can be similar.
Yep.
but it's not the same.
Yep. It's not the same.
So like, just consider what people are dealing with.
Yep.
Like, it's a lot.
I agree. My situations have caused me to do that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And so then you hear about it, you talk about it, and then that's that. It goes.
Some of the best people I've met had so much trauma.
Yo. Unbelievable.
People who haven't been through much, they are insufferable. Because they think they know everything.
Yes.
And, people used to say that about me.
I was just about to say that.
I get it. And again, I'm not saying that makes me arrogant. I just think that makes me a little ignorant. It made me ignorant.
Right.
Because I don't know what you're dealing with.
Right.
But now, I'm like, I've been through some stuff. And it makes you a more considerate person. people that's been through a lot, done a lot, it makes you a better person all around, I feel.
Absolutely.
So yeah.
So before we go, this has been like such a great experience for me. I hope it has been great for you.
Yeah, it has.
The way I thought it was gonna flow, it didn't even flow like that, y'all. Had a whole game plan kicked it, bop, 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 and it didn't even do that. And I'm happy for the way it turned out, which says that you were comfortable speaking and being here on Heart Rehab, y'all. And I was comfortable and so like grateful to sit here and get this opportunity. So before we go, I want to go to my book, Rebuilding After Divorce, available on Amazon, y'all. And I want to go to this chapter. It's called Revamp Your Life. And this is chapter 19. It says, when relationships go sour, often we say and do things to cause an even bigger situation. It's bad enough the marriage is over. Now we have to worry about giving people other things to speculate and talk about by giving them exactly what they are looking for. Insert drama. I made this mistake. I was so hurt and broken that I made a few scenes. I wanted to prove how right I was, to show how hurt I was. Wrong move. The only one I needed to let know the details was my Lord and Savior. It's good to express how we feel. However, everyone does not have to hear it. Focusing on my health, my career, my children, and my hobbies helped me get through the pain of divorce. The process may be grueling initially, but it's all about getting to where feelings are temporary because God is forever. So I chose that chapter real quick. And I think I chose this for somebody else as well. I chose this because when things happen in your life, sometimes you have to, like you said, you got to become new, right? You got to get a fresh start. And so the question for this chapter was, think about the things you loved to do before you were married. For me, this is what I did. I thought about the things that I love to do, and then which things did you place on the back burner that you would love to pick up and continue with. So my question is, now that you know, like that question was for me, guys. That's the question for me, and that's the question that I put in Rebuilding After Divorce, because that's my testimony. It doesn't have to be everyone's. Whatever your testimony is, think about what you loved and think about how you can regain that love for that thing or a new love. And so my question for you is, now that you're an adult of your own, with a mind of your own, y'all, he has a mind of his own. What are some of the things that Trey, outside of preaching, outside of studying, outside of your children, what are some things that you like to do?
I love to go to the gym.
Wow. I knew that, but I just want, What does that do for you?
For the past 2-3 years of my life, it has been my favorite place on the planet.
Wow.
I am there 5, sometimes 6 days a week. I spend 2 to 3 hours in there. Just, it's become like almost like a little sanctuary.
Right. Okay.
It's very therapeutic. It also, the gym has, it's almost like a metaphor for dealing with hard things. Because it's like, can I pick this up?
Right.
And then can I hold it? Can I rep it? Can I do it under control? Can I do it without failing?
That's good.
If I fail, can I not hurt myself in the fail?
Right.
And even if I do fail, I know I can come back next week.
Yep. And pick it back up.
Yeah,
it's dope.
So I love the gym. I love to watch basketball.
Let's
go Knicks. I think everybody that knows me knows
he's
that.
He's a lifer, y'all.
Absolutely. I play some video games here and there. I've actually, a lot of people are going to be really surprised when I say this. I've actually begun to enjoy cooking a little bit more too.
Really?
Yeah, I hated it my whole life. Because you know what I said? I said, I don't want to start cooking because if I start cooking and I get really good at it, then I'm only going to want my cooking. And
that's fair though. That's fair.
And that's slowly happening. But
see, that's fair.
And I like to go to the movies. I'm a guy. I go to the movies by myself, like a lot.
Really?
Yeah, that's like if I don't have anything to do, if
Uh-huh.
anything like I'll go to the movies.
That's dope.
I'll take myself out to eat,
Right?
and then
Yeah.
go to the movies.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say thank you and ask you if you have any last remarks for Heart Rehab.
Heart Rehab. Thank you for having me, Neff. Thank you for having me.
You're very welcome.
I love you.
I love you.
This was a really good experience for me. It took me out of my comfort zone.
Good.
But I'm grateful to be here. I'm happy to be here. Thank you for understanding me.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for being kind.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope you blow up.
Thank
really
you.
Crazy.
Thank you. And I have to say the same thing about you. I pray
so
that
much.
you blow up because I always say you're one of my favorites. He sings beautifully. Check out his music on iTunes, y'all. And he's an awesome preacher. And I pray that you blow up as well. This has been an awesome experience, and I thank you so much. And I hope you come back again.
Absolutely.
All
Anytime.
right, good. Y'all, this is Heart Rehab. Tune in next time. I love you all, heartthrobs. See y'all later. Peace out.